talk about making a map like you see in adventure movies. This is pretty simple. We're going to start here with a map of the Caribbean that I downloaded and I've got it in Photoshop, and what I want to do right now is I want to fill this all in. So I'm just going to select the areas and fill them in. Okay, so once you get everything filled in, you want to take it over to Illustrator. Okay, so once you get this in Illustrator, you want to place it using File, Place. You want to place it onto your artboard and then trace it. I use silhouettes. And expand it. So now that you have this traced, you can add in things like your water. And you can change the color of your land. With brown. I prefer the green. And now you have a much better map to use once you go into After Effects. Okay, so once you're in After Effects and have your composition open, you want to take your Illustrator file, drop it into your composition, scale it to whatever you feel like. We're going to scale this up pretty good. Adjust the position to what you want. And make sure you have this checked on, because this allows vector, gives you your nice clean lines. Next, you want to add a shape layer, a new shape layer. Grab your pen tool and make your path. Let's say we're going to go from New Orleans to Kennedy Space Center down to Jamaica. And that's my path. Then maybe from here we'll come out to here. There's our little path. Now under your shape layer, you want to add trim paths. And now you see we have an endpoint that's keyframeable. And that endpoint can go from 0 at our start to, let's make this 10 seconds, to 100%. And now you can see that our path goes along. Now what you want to do from this point is pre-compose these layers. And now you can scale this up even further. Move your position. And now you can follow your path. So you start your position here. Once you get to Florida, you start going down and over. Let's actually pull this back just a bit. And scrolling down some. And here to 10 seconds. We'll move the rest of the way over. To our last position. Now you can see in a RAM preview that our path moves along. And there you have it. Alright, so I've rendered out what we've done so far that you've seen at the beginning of this video. I've also added in some location names. And I've trimmed my comp down to 10 seconds, 11 seconds. Now I'm going to show you a couple other things we can do here that can help. First, I've added in a DC3. I'll just drop him here. An airplane silhouette. You can easily add him to the animation. Let's scale him down a bit. Quite a bit. Because remember, this is larger in our full comp. Now what we want to do is go into our shape layer. Let's close all this up. Find our path. And then edit, copy. Now we can close up the shape layer, go back to our DC3, go to position, edit, paste. Now our plane follows, except it goes really fast. We don't want it to do that. So what we'll do is we'll take this and pull it all the way out to 10 seconds. Now it follows along. We want to make sure this is right on there. And it is. Now if you notice, back here in our comp, the plane just looks awful, doesn't it? And it's not quite lining up there. So, first we're going to come back over here and adjust this back. Now that'll line up. Then we want to select our DC3, our model, go to Layer, Transform, Auto Orient. Orient along path, and click OK. Now if you notice, it didn't seem to do anything. It did. Rotate it to the way we want it. And now you'll see that it stays pretty much facing the right way. Come back into here and you can see we now have our plane staying along the path. Now, another thing you can do here is change that path. Let's bring it down to about 5. Make it a little bit thinner and add some dashes. Now Okay. So let's trim comp to work area here. And one last thing I am going to do is I am going to add a paper texture to this. This is something you don't have to do. I like it. It makes my maps look more like maps. So you grab yourself a paper texture. I have a bunch. Throw it on top. Scale that up. And then overlay it. And now you have a much more map looking traveling map.